Welcome to Scale Rock RC. Here's the servo video-ish of the TRX4M. So I record everything on my phone. I do have, I use like Amazon Cloud to back up a lot of videos. It doesn't like to upload the larger videos, and I do record at least in UHD, if not 4K. That's really tough to store in the cloud. Thus, somewhere along the lines of making these videos, I deleted the first half of the TRX4M's install video. Not really an end of the world type thing, because quite frankly, it was really just taking the servo mount out, getting this new one fitted in, and the biggest thing, and I'll go over what you need to do. I've got the front bumper off, make it easier to see. That will make your life easier, by the way. Take that off, 2 bolts. Anyway, so basically what you need to do is, this is a very same dimension as a Reefs 99 Micro, which is going to be like a more popular brand, I guess, in the AGFRC, but it's the same. You have to clearance out the servo mount where the servo sets into the mount. So you see how it's kind of recessed in there. You just have to clearance the edges on the inside, front and rear, and then it'll set in. You got to take off just a wee bit at a time. You don't want to go crazy with it and take too much off, you know. So there's that. That was pretty much the most of it. This one went in much better than, well, I wouldn't say much better. This was actually a lot more challenging, a lot more clearancing, a lot more modification required than the FMS. However, this one is a plug and play. It does have a standard servo connector, unlike the FMS. And then you'll see here, this is a little better view than what I get in the other half of the video. You'll see where I'm talking, you have to nip the bottom. This little hump here actually came down some, and that interfered with the servo horn here, as the stock one's got a bit of a somewhat of a drop on it. Plus also the way the servo mounts in general, it's just wasn't quite friendly to get installed. But that's how I have done it. I did have to trim the servo horn and add a spacer, nut and bolt, but it works, as you'll see in the other video, or the other half of this video. But again, totally apologize for permanently misplacing the first segment of this, which, like I said, it was just me removing the servo mount, which you do with the single bolt inside here. Why is it not? Let me get my arm out of the way. See if it'll show it. Anyway, there's a bolt that goes through up where the upper links are, back in here. It's a long bolt, and actually you'll see it in the link video. So honestly, there's not much to the servo part except for the second half where I kind of test it, do like a little, like a stall test, stuff like that. So anyway, without further ado, let's get to the second half of the servo install video right now. All right, and we're back. So that was a little bit frustrating, trying to get this servo thing figured out. In particularly the Bronco, which is what we're gonna, that's what we're doing in this one. So it took some quite extensive modification to get this servo just to work, especially with the horn that it came with, and just everything in general. This was not a simple servo swap at all. This was not a simple thing. It wasn't hard, but if you don't have any kind of, if you're not mechanically inclined, this is it's not a drop-in by any means. And I'm going to show you what I mean here. So, finally, we have a completed truck. And I did test it. And then for this video, we're going to go out and we're going to test it again. So, this is what, let me see here. All right. I'm just going to kind of watch on my watch what we did. So the servo's in there. Now, the first thing I want to notice is that the servo wire is a lot shorter on this servo. So it just kind of, it's not really a problem, but you can't really tuck it down like it was factory. Thing there, I mean, not a big deal. So now what I had to do, let's see here, is try and get this right out. So right here, I had to put a spacer in. I had to put, this is a nut and bolt. And then what I ended up having to do was take the horn that came with it, shorten it down. I also had to trim off a mounting point. I wouldn't say like a mounting point. Hold on. Oh, there we go. I wouldn't say like a mounting point, but part of, geez, there we go. It's kind of hard to see, but part of the lower portion of the servo bracket where the front screw goes in, it's recessed down a little bit, and that was interfering with the swing, the travel of the servo horn. Other than that, once I got it kind of in there, it works well. It's a good servo. It's faster for sure. I am going to upgrade the mount because there's a lot of flex in this mount, and it just wasn't part of what we were doing. So, but later on, after we do this challenge thing, so I wish it would have come out slightly cleaner, but it came out, it functions, it has full travel, everything's working the way it should be. There's no pulling, there's no hitting, there's no, there's no kind of any of that. So one thing I will notice, or I will mention, and if you're watching both series with Cheez-It and Black Flag here, I did do a reel, like a little sneak peek, and I noticed that this servo in the TRX4M is slower. So that tells me that most likely this has a lower BEC, or maybe less amperage BEC, something along those lines in this speed controller. Is it better than factory? Yes. But obviously this servo can support up to 8.4 volts. And unless we're going, Fury Tech or something in this, which we may, we're not going to see that kind of voltage. So overall, I got the servo in, I got it to work, had to modify a few things, but in the end, now that I am not about to punt this 50 yards, I'm happy with it. I can say that I will like this truck. Because I tried really hard to like this truck. And this build I thought was something that was going to allow me to really enjoy the truck. How is my wife's hair all over this? I didn't even, jeez, I drove it on the floor for 2 seconds. Anyway, sorry. So let's just get a look at it. All assembled. I mean, this thing, I like the wheels. The tires came out very nice. The tires, the way they are, the way everything sits. It's just, it looks so good. Got my little bumper stickers on the back there. So, but it looks, I think it looks amazing. And then here's your underneath, like so. You got them links in there that look really good, and I really wish Enjora made these for Cheez-It, the FCX24, because I really like these links. So anyway, from there, we'll go ahead and we'll get outside, and I'm just going to do a quick test where I just kind of put my foot up against one wheel and put the other wheel against one of the pillars outside, and we're going to turn and just see how far this servo will push the ass end of this truck. So sorry, I'm still getting used to the, I can see on the watch. Still fascinated by that. Anyway, yeah, so let's get out there and do a quick test on this, and then that'll be it. On to the challenge. Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's go. All right, before we go out, I just want to show this is a full battery. It's plugged in, solid green. Just letting you all know. See, it's unplugged. There goes the light. And then we will plug that into that. So that's plugged in. And then we'll put our body on. So, just wanted to show you that this is in fact a fully charged battery. And let's go out. Try and do this one-handedly. Hold on. Okay. So, this is my thing with this, is the damn hard to one-hand drive this guy. Alright. There we go. I'm just gonna kind of nudge it over. That's pretty straight, right? So I'm gonna just put my foot there. Let's see what it does. That's pretty good. It's actually pretty solid, to be honest. So there we have it. Let's go back in here. Let's set that down right there. So anyway, so yeah, she's got some pretty good torque to it. We'll see how this thing goes. So until the big run video, which will be coming, I'll be making some social media posts about it, all that. Let's see if I can just do this. Let's see if I'm in frame. Oh yeah, So yeah, be making some posts about it coming up in probably a few weeks, depending on the rain here. We're going in the rainy season in Florida, so I'm kind of at the mercy of the weather on that. But until that comes out, drop a like, subscribe, drop in the comments. You know, what do you think this thing's going to do? How's it going to compare to Cheez-It, the FMS? And we're going to find out real soon. So hang in there.